In the end, then, mathematically perfected economy is simply an eradication of interest and an obligatory schedule of payment, retiring principal at the rate of consumption or depreciation of the related property. Mathematically perfected economy, therefore, accomplishes all the purposes of perfecting an economy, even without regulation, owing only to its obligatory schedule of payment, which itself perpetually maintains a 1-to-1-to-1 relationship between remaining circulation, remaining value of represented property, and remaining obligation to pay just that much for the remaining value of the related property. Mathematically perfected economy, therefore, is the only possible system or prescription which makes every unit of the currency always redeemable in the very property it originally represented. My original work proved no rate of interest is justified, and that every rate of interest which is plausible to a purported banking system engenders not only inherently usurious sums of debt, but terminal sums of falsified debt. There is no possible meaningful difference, therefore, between interest and usury. Today, despite 43 years of vicious controversy, monetary reformists are recognizing now across the world that interest is unjustified, but they are unable still to articulate why, and worse, they claim to introduce alternatives which even my initial work had disproven, because from its inception, mathematically perfected economy was a proof of singular solution. We have already disproven, then, that purported resource-based or energy-based economies, or purported resurrections of precious metal monetary standards, cannot achieve the purposes of solution, because in failing to provide representations of all production, which exceeds the finite quantities of each, they deny us representation and due reward for our production. This itself is injustice. We have likewise disproven that purportedly spending money into circulation cannot serve the same purposes, because it denies us the promissory obligations, which are the only possible vehicle of sustaining, for instance, the purchase of a home by a newlywed couple readily capable of affording that home. How much does a home cost us under mathematically perfected economy, then? A $100,000 home with a 100-year lifespan costs us only $1,000 per year, or $83.33 per month under mathematically perfected economy, because we have necessarily eradicated exploitation by eradicating interest and imposing an obligatory schedule of payment, retiring principal at the rate of consumption or depreciation of the related property. We ourselves decide how we want to certify creditworthiness, determine reasonable lifespans of related property, and apply commensurable rates of depreciation. Generally, unless we prefer to do otherwise, all these things would simply be automated, entirely negating what we generally recognize to be government intervention. A common monetary foundry of mathematically perfected economy simply certifies creditworthiness and applies predetermined publicly affirmed lifespans and rates of depreciation, maintaining our accounts by software processes which themselves eliminate all tedium. How do we get there from here? Adversaries generally voice the obvious, that abusive powers will never grant our appeals. We therefore cannot ask this of them. Instead, we are dictating the only authorizable government by our comprehensive mandate for mathematically perfected economy and absolute consensual representation. How does this mandate enable even every common citizen to accomplish its purposes? We ourselves authorize in this mandate every sovereign citizen both to repay the falsified debts by issuing like pieces of paper, and even by providing for the purported banking system to contest this means of resolution in courts of the people, as it never can nor ever will. But this is not simply to erase legitimate, unfulfilled obligations. Our mandate therefore provides to refinance all property under mathematically perfected economy, counting all prior payments of interest instead toward principal. This alone will resolve most of the world's debts. Finally, then, we establish a proper circulation by crediting the accounts of the people what damages we can justly recover to them. You can see, then, how destructive to our purposes it is to divide amongst purported alternate solutions which cannot and do not accomplish these purposes. If, for instance, we were to cry out in the courts that the banks don't even have records of contracts, which obviously did exist, we ourselves only short ourselves of the only irrefutable arguments which can serve us. There is no other solution, and therefore, so long as you are not yourselves promoting mathematically perfected economy, being as we can only temper an inherently terminal process, you are in fact promoting terminal failure. I am Michael Montagne, and if I may borrow from the introduction of a wise friend of mine, I would like to add, and we are all related. Thanks again for listening. Given the political and societal implications, an irrefutable fact of singular monetary solution is altogether, of course, the most potent, obligatory, and vital matter of our time.
Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show. Your true colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile then happy. I can remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, then you call me up, 'cause you know I'll be there, and I'll see your true colors shining through. I'll see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show.